Isma Dewanti, and today I will be reviewing a book. But before I start reviewing, I want to say that this is for my book report class final project. So I hope you can help to like, comment, and subscribe because it is important for me. Okay, now I will be reviewing a book and the title is ta-da! The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Okay, let me tell you first about the book. The Fault in Our Stars, published in January 2012, is the sixth novel by author John Green. The title is inspired by Act 1, Scene 2 of Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar, in which the nobleman Cassius says to Brutus, "The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings." Genre of this book is young adult novel, realistic fiction. This book was published by Penguin Books. Then I will tell you about the author. John Michael Green, or also known as John Green, was born on August 24, 1977. He is an American author, vlogger, producer, and educator. He won the 2006 Prince Award for his debut novel, Looking for Alaska, and his fourth solo novel, The Fault in Our Stars, debuted at #1 on the New York Times bestseller list in January 2012. The 2014 film adaptation opened at #1 at the box office. In 2014, Green was included in Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential people in the world. Another film based on Green novel, Paper Towns, was released on July 24, 2015. Now, let me tell you about the summary of this book. Hazel Grace Lancaster, a 16-year-old with thyroid cancer that has spread to her lungs, attends a cancer patient support group at her mother's behest. At one meeting, Hazel meets a 70-year-old boy currently in remission named Augustus Waters, whose osteosarcoma caused him to lose his right leg. Augustus is at the meeting to support Isaac, his friend who has eye cancer. They meet after the support group and begin to talk. When everything seems to be going well, Augustus pulls out a cigarette and puts it between his lips. Hazel is disgusted by this and yells at him and saying that he's already got cancer and he wants to pay money for more cancer. Augustus explained that he does not actually like the cigarette. Hazel, impressed by this, goes to his house to watch a movie. Hazel and Augustus strike a bond immediately and agree to read each other's favorite novel. Augustus gives Hazel the price of Dawn, and Hazel recommends An Imperial Affliction, a novel written by Peter van Houten. Then Augustus confessed to Hazel that his cancer has returned. The two affirm their love and support for one another. Upon their return to Indianapolis, Augustus' health worsens and he ends up in the ICU for a few days. Fearing his death, Augustus invites Isaac and Hazel to his pre-funeral where they give eulogies. Augustus dies soon after, leaving Hazel heartbroken. Van Houten shows up at Augustus' funeral to apologize to Hazel, but Hazel does not forgive him. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars because I think the story of this book is amazing. I really enjoyed reading and watching movies from this book. The storyline was amazing. The character and characterization was amazing. John Green has done an amazing job of making this character feel so real to me. Everything in this book, the characters, the story, the world, and they all have the power to be an inspiration. I was completely emotionally invested into the story. It was beautiful and it was perfect. But what I like very much is the character in this book. So I'm going to talk more about the character. First, the character of Hazel Grace. She is a 16 years old girl who has spirit in her life. Hazel obsesses over the impact her death will have on those around her. She fears getting close to anyone because she knows that her death, which isn't far off, will hurt anyone close to her. It makes her, as she puts it, a grenade. Her life, although she has thyroid cancer that has spread to her lungs. Hazel, what a breath of fresh air her character was. And I love her no bullshit attitude. She wasn't fooling herself, and John Green didn't make her out to be ecstatic with the world of her situation. She wasn't bitchy or depressing, but it wasn't like she was perfectly fine to sit idly and watch the time tick by. Hazel is such an honest main character. Hazel is the teen I always want to be. Intelligent, funny, a great daughter, and a very strong kid. Hazel was an inspiration. Despite her constant need to have an oxygen tank near her, she still goes about and does things normally. Next, the character of Augustus Waters. I'm really freaking in love with his character. He is 70 years old boy who has osteosarcoma that caused him to lose his right leg. He fears oblivion as he wants to make a mark on the world. He hates the he hates the idea of not being able to leave a mark at all as he is diagnosed with cancer. Augustus, well, he's just that teen boyfriend I always want to meet. Charismatic, positive, funny, happy, and a great best friend. He has this sort of halo of positivity that makes the people feel good, including Hazel. And also, Augustus' friend named Isaac. Isaac is one of the supporting characters of The Fault in Our Stars. He had an eye cancer known as retinoblastoma. He also had one glass eye and one real eye. Then the other eye was removed and his NEC. He and Augustus are best friends, and through him Augustus' best friend Hazel. Isaac is known to like video games and he has a wide sense of humor. I want to tell Isaac that he will find his true love in the future better than Monica, his character and characterization. Now let's talk about the differences of the storyline between the novel and the movie. Because in January 2012, Fox 2000, a division of 20th Century Fox, optioned the rights to adapt the novel into a feature film. Not only English adaptation, but there's Hindi adaptation too. For Hindi adaptation, on August 6, 2014, India's Fox Star Studios announced it would adapt the novel into an Indian movie. But now I want to talk about the English adaptation. So there are some differences between the novel and the movie of The Fault in Our Stars. First, in the book, Hazel's connection to her old life and the non-cancer world is Kathleen, a high school girl who likes to speak in a Fox British accent and this about boys. Kathleen's biggest moment in the book comes near the end when she helps Hazel figure out how to find Gus' final letter. The movie wisely cuts her out. Second, in the novel, Augustus Waters' parents do not let him take Hazel Grace Lancaster downstairs unsupervised to watch V for Vendetta. Instead, they let Gus show her the basement and then watch the Natalie Portman film in the living room. In the movie, Gus and Hazel go straight downstairs without any parental guidance. Third, in the novel, Hazel searched about Augustus' ex-girlfriend, who died of brain cancer a few years earlier. In the movie, there is no mention of Caroline or the effect her death had on Gus. Fourth, in the novel, Hazel and Mrs. Lancaster hear Gus crying and Fourth, in the novel, Hazel and Mrs. Lancaster hear Gus crying and yelling at his mom before they leave on their trip to Amsterdam. In the movie versions, Gus arrives at Hazel's house in a limousine as if nothing is wrong. Fifth, when Gus and Hazel wait to board their flight to Amsterdam in the book, Gus disappears to grab something to eat and doesn't come back until the plane is boarding, explaining that the line got super long. This is another scene that was cut for the sake of narrative flow, but in the book helps to underscore bigger points about the otherness we assign to sick people. 6. In the novel, John Green writes that Hazel goes to visit Isaac at the hospital following his eye surgery. In the movie, she doesn't, and she doesn't go over to his house and play audio-only video games with him after he lost his sight. 7. In the novel, Augustus said that Hazel is vegetarian when they had a dinner in Orange, but in the movie, he wasn't said that. 8. Gus' sort of obnoxious sisters, their banker husbands, and rambunctious sons don't get much screen time in the movie, although in the book, Hazel mentions them quite frequently as Gus undergoes cancer treatment. 9. When Hazel and Gus go to dinner in Amsterdam, Gus says "I love you" to Hazel, delivering pieces of his very quotable speech from the book in the process. In the book, this all happened on the plane before they land in Amsterdam. 10. Hazel and her mom celebrate Hazel's half birthdays in the novel, but in the movie, they don't. 11. Gus' funeral service is in the cemetery. In the book, Hazel leaves his service at the church early and heads to the cemetery for the interment. The movie gets it all done in one place. 12. In the book, Hazel searches everywhere for that letter Gus wrote for her. She looks at his parents' house and on his computer before Gus' father tells her there are some torn-up page of his notebook missing. After having no luck finding them, she decides to email Peter van Houten's assistant, Lightwich, to see if Gus sent the page to their favorite author. As it turns out, Gus did send them to Van Houten, and Lightwich emails the attachment to Hazel to read. In the movie, Hazel finds the page in her car after she's bombarded by Van Houten at Gus' funeral. After having no luck finding them, she decides to email Peter van Houten's assistant, Lightwich, to see if Gus sent the page to their favorite author. As it turns out, Gus did send them to Van Houten, and Lightwich emails the attachment to Hazel to read. In the movie, Hazel finds the page in her car after she's bombarded by Van Houten at Gus' funeral. The differences between the novel and the movie, I want to tell you the advantage from this novel. The advantage from this novel is there are moral value that we can take from this novel. For example, we should be grateful for what we have, especially health, because there are still many out there who are less fortunate than us. This was a story of love and loss, of grief and hope, and all the infinities in between. It taught me what it meant to truly empathize with others. It taught me what it means to live. It taught me how to find the positive in the most hopeless of situations. And because of that, I know I'm a better person after closing this. I will recommend this book to the others because the story is so interesting and inspiring. But I don't suggest someone who's under 18 years old read or even watch the movie because there are some adult scenes in the novel or in the movie. Okay, that's all my review. Hope you guys like it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.